Hello and welcome to this episode 10 of the Excaliburr podcast, hosted by me, Kyle Brooks. I cannot believe that we've actually got to episode 10 after the last 10 weeks. It's been quite an awesome experience getting to know you guys and hopefully you guys getting to know me. One of the things that I think that I've been researching or coming into contact with a lot from guys these days is that they don't know where to start when it comes to losing weight or trying to get in shape. One of the key fundamentals that I see a lot of people struggling with is that they focus on losing weight instead of building muscle. That metric is severely skewed because if you just focus on losing weight instead of building muscle, there is a term called BMR, or basal metabolic rate, which is just a fancy way of saying that if you focus your body on being able to build lean muscle when you're in homeostasis or at a resting rate, this is what your body will burn, the amount of calories that you'll be able to burn at any given time. So the key fundamental problem with most people today is that they don't have muscle, not excess fat, but they have too little muscle. So the focus, therefore, should rather be on building lean muscle mass to increase your health and also the longevity of how you're going to be able to maintain this beautiful mechanical temple that you have to be able to navigate life with. So how do you get started? I think that if I look at the host of different programs out there and what people are pitching to you about getting AI trainers, or there's one dude that is focused on being able to eat whatever you want to, and it tailor makes the program to your body type. To me, this is just a whole host of different marketing strategies. The key fundamentals to building muscle and to losing weight quickly is very, very simple. Get started. If you're on the couch regularly and you're not fit, start by walking for 30 minutes every day. And then build in something like being able to do 10 push-ups every single day. Once you've done that for 2 weeks, take a step up to 20 push-ups. Throw in a pull-up. The metric of the ability for people to be able to do pull-ups, that statistic really scared me. The fact that most people can't do pull-ups these days it's an astronomical fallacy in my belief. Key fundamental exercises should be built into your very being. Say, for example, you're hanging off of a building and you need to pull yourself up to be able to save somebody. Are you going to be able to do that? Hell no. If you can't do a pull-up, then how are you able to get your body up to the place where you need to? So in times of urgency, this is definitely required. But moving back to how we get started, by doing push-ups, by trying to do pull-ups, and then by doing body weight exercises, so body weight squats. That's a baseline to getting you fit. And I know that most people think that calisthenics is the ultimate way to go because you don't have or require a whole lot of different equipment. But the key fundamental of being able to grow strength and muscle requires progressive overload. And this can only truly be achieved by working out with heavy weight. And what I do is I focus on the compound movements, things like moving heavy weight off of the ground, deadlifts, squats, weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, and bench press. They're the starting point for how we allow people to come into the program, The Forge. It builds you a very, very strong foundation that can be built on top of that. So you're layering yourself brick by brick. And a lot of people are very, very intimidated by going to the gym. I can tell you I was probably one of these people. When I started, there was a indication where a lot of the people that were there were looking at me and kind of judging me. And then on top of that, being in your own head because of the fact that you don't actually know what you're doing, you start to struggle with, I'm taking this much time, spending 3 to 4 hours in the gym, and I'm getting absolutely no results. That had happened to me, and it was very, very demotivating. So on top of the issue that now you're paying for a gym membership, you're not getting results either. The whole process, though, taught me how to remain consistent and taught me how to become obsessed to get the results that I truly wanted. So I used that obsession to buy specialized knowledge. Napoleon Hill talks about this in his book, Think and Grow Rich. So I went to an external party, asked them to do some coaching for me. From there, they built me a fundamental system of how to start, where to go, how many repetitions, how many sets, to be able to build a decent body. But during that process, however, I found that I was adapting a lot quicker and learning a lot more than what they could actually teach me. Because as they gave me one particular exercise or one particular string of exercises that was for a day, I would try and build on that to identify what would get even better results. There's a process called DMAIC, which is design, measure, analyze, improve, and control. I learned this in my Black Belt Six Sigma program, and I incorporated that into a lot of what I do in life. So once you've designed a system, how do you set up metrics to be able to measure what the results are that you're getting? Then you analyze those metrics, see where you can improve, and you put in control measures to understand that if something happens and you step off of that, how do you get back on track? So coming back to the story of how specialized knowledge helped to catapult me into becoming even better, it gave me the key fundamentals of how to understand how to break down a workout routine to get the best results for my particular body type, as well as countless of other people that we are constantly helping in the Excaliburr program. So by starting with the compound movements, we build a very, very good base for people. There afterwards, we build into a progressive overload phase, where you will focus on more isometric movements while incorporating negative reps. Now, negative reps is probably one of the most critical parts of exercise that you can ever incorporate into your workout. The reason that this works so well is that you're focused your entire mind and neurological system on the fundamental of keeping that movement as steady and as slow as possible coming down, the downward part of the movement. That's why negative is implied in this particular instance. So when you focus that, you're focusing on that muscle 100%, allowing you to truly break down those muscle fibers so that the next time that they get protein and amino acids, they can build up. And they build up stronger and faster. But on top of that, you're focusing so much more on that particular movement that it allows you to truly get a mind-body connection. And once you do a rep again, or the next set, for example, on the time that you will come back to the gym, the next time you come back to the gym, now you're even stronger because you understand which muscles you need to fire when. I found that this is very, very helpful in things like weighted pull-ups and growing my ability to be able to do pull-ups and higher repetitions of pull-ups. So coming to the gym being that it is a scary experience or a intimidating experience for most people, because one, you don't understand what you're truly doing most of the time, and two, you don't have a set parameter of activities that you're going to take action on. This is where our free ebook comes in play. We've taken the work out of it for you. We've created an entire free ebook that you can download right now. We'll put the link below so that you have the capability to go through a workout routine. Start very, very small. We take you by the hand and step you through these processes that will get you the results that you truly want. So focusing on key fundamental compound movements like the bench press, like the military press, like your squats, deadlifts, and dips. What this does is it builds a very strong base that allows you to be able to build muscle. And once you build muscle, what happens is that your beer belly, if you have a beer belly, because most of the people that I've seen do have either beer bellies or slightly overweight or 15 to 20 pounds overweight. I was there, I promise you. And what helps, what truly helps, is if you make your torso, so your back, your shoulders, and your chest and arms bigger. What happens is that it tapers down and it looks like your belly is smaller. So even if you are carrying a little bit of extra weight, this hides a host of different impurities I'm struggling to find the word right now for that. But yeah, it hides a host of sins, essentially. So growing or getting more muscle allows you to look better in your clothes, which in turn creates confidence in you. But by consistently sticking to this, it creates a long-term, holistic relationship with yourself and the confidence that you can build in other areas of your life. Because once you've taken care of yourself first, you're able to focus on other aspects and grow them incrementally, becoming better every single day. And that is what we focus on here at Excaliburr. It's not about trying to change people overnight. And it's definitely not about trying to be on a diet that is not sustainable. There's only so much chicken breast and broccoli and rice that you can eat. Trust me, I've tried it, I've done it. And while it is rewarding to drop down to that 6 or 7% body fat, it's not sustainable. And one, during winter, you get cold. Two, you're grumpy all the time because you're hungry. And you're just not pleasant to be around. And if you truly want to have a dessert or something along those lines, you're capable of doing that, but because it spikes your insulin levels so much, the body reaction that you have, it's going to mess you up psychologically and play on your mind for a long time. So what I eat and what I choose to do is rather harmoniously create a circumstance in my life where I can eat what I want when I want. Most of the time what I do though is I focus on proteins and fats. I believe that when you're eating a lot more protein and you're eating a lot more fat, your body starts to rely or go into ketosis and burns fat as fuel instead of glycogen, which is derived from carbohydrates. So when you do that, and you're, for example, if you're going to be running in a race, you won't hit that wall because you're not reliant on this external factor of having to fuel yourself up over and over and over again. What in turn this also does though, is it boosts your metabolic rate and it's much more difficult to break down and process. So it keeps you fuller for longer. So instead of having these constant spikes in insulin, now you're focused on breaking down fats for fuel. Your body utilizes all the protein that it requires from your meals to build your muscle, and you can technically eat a lot more protein than you can carbohydrates because it's a lower in overall calories or density. In turn, this gives you the capability to be able to, should you feel like having that piece of cheesecake? Should you feel like having a pizza? Do you want a beer? You're allowed to do that. I don't believe in creating a mindset of scarcity and having to deprive yourself of everything. Discipline is key, right? Discipline is very key for giving you the results that you want. But should you choose to have a cheat day, it's not going to throw you completely off of your current result track. You will get the capability to be able to maintain the body that you truly want while getting stronger, by getting more confident, as well as being able to lift weights when you want, how you want, and increasing your stamina and cardio. So by focusing on building muscle instead of trying to lose weight, and utilizing fats and carbohydrates, no, not fats and carbohydrates, sorry, fats and protein as fuel, this gives you the capabilities to be able to sustain a much lower body fat percentage while still being able to eat what you want when you want and not deprive yourself as much. If you guys are interested in finding out a little bit more about the program, how we can show you the exact movements to go through and how to do the form correctly, because that's the main thing as well. Anybody can give you a workout sheet or program and say, hey, run with this program. But you have to go and do the research and find those particular exercises online, one by one, and having to break that down into a program that you are able to understand for beginners, that is a daunting task. What we do here is we take you by the hand. We have every single one of the workout days broken down with each one of the exercises. You get a 3D image of how it's supposed to work. And then while you're doing the exercise, there's a video that runs alongside you. This gives you an upper hand over anything else because of the fact that you don't have to worry about going to research how to do these things properly. On top of that, we also provide you with a community that you can reach out to any one of us, and we can help you with those exercises to get the best results possible. So, what is it that is truly stopping you from making progress? Because you know that sitting on the couch, that playing video games, and eating junk food is not making you happy. It's not getting you the results that you truly could have. I think there was a saying that said, if you look at a man as he is, he becomes worse. If you look at a man as he could be, then he becomes what he should be. And I believe that every single person has the capability to live a long, healthy, and happy, fulfilling life if they focus on putting down foundations and building themselves up physically and mentally. In turn, every other aspect of your life will change and you will grow into a person that can make a difference, not just a living. If you're looking for us, you can find us on Excaliburr Coaching, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. I hope that you guys enjoy this episode. Have a fantastic day. I really have been looking forward to doing more of these with you guys and getting more interactions. Have a great day.